Here I have one LED strip and one LED strip controller. By clubbing these two, we are going to make what we can say audio spectrum analyzer or musical LED matrix or sound reactive LEDs. We can give lots of names. We will stick to one simple name, that is dancing LEDs. I am big fan of such sound reactive things, and I am sure you too are. That's why you are here to watch. So thank you for your contribution. So allow me to have some quick introduction about the items used in this project for newcomers. Okay, so first of all about this LED strip. This is WS2812B LED strip. It has total 300 LEDs packed within 5 meter of length, that is 60 LEDs per meter. I chose 60 LEDs per meter because the distance between two LEDs is suitable for this project. This also comes with waterproof and dustproof version. I opted non-waterproof and non-dustproof because I wanted to keep the budget tight for this project. Okay, so enough information about this strip. Now the next one, the controller. This is SP107A controller. This is controlled via Bluetooth using LED cord application. We shall see it later on in detail. Okay, so next one, power supply. This is 5 volt 5 ampere power supply. We shall discuss about this in a few minutes. Let's kickstart the project. Setup of this dancing LED project is super easy. We need to understand two things. First is the connection between power supply, controller and LED strip. And the second one is LED cord application. So let's see it. Okay, so first part, connections. Here we need 5 volt power supply because LED runs on 5 volt and controller runs between 5 to 24 volt. Here from one power supply we need to split connection into two, one to the controller and the second one to the LED strip. I am using this Y splitter cable, one female to two males. If you don't have splitter cable, you can use this kind of female barrel pin. Connect from here to the controller and from the same point to the LED strip. Now we shall prepare the power supply connection for the controller. Here we have this very handy female barrel pin cable. It was already included in the box of the controller. We shall connect this to the controller. The red wire is positive and the black wire is negative. The red wire must go in the slot under the red dot and the black wire must go in the slot under the black dot. Tighten the screws properly to have solid connections. Okay, the wires are properly connected. So this part is done. Now powering the LED strip. Here we have two options. One JST connector and second one these two wires, red and white. We shall use these two red and white wires for power connection. So let's connect this female barrel pin to these two wires. The red wire is positive, so it must go in the positive slot. And the white wire is negative, so it must go in the negative slot. Okay, so power connections are almost prepared. We just need to connect all male females here. But before that, we need to do one more important connection. That is data connection between the controller and the strip. This slot under this green dot is data output. We need to pass on this data to this LED strip. To do so, we shall use this green wire. Now we will not consider these two wires, red and white, because these are power supply wires. We have already given power supply through these wires. The JST connector on the strip is female connector. So to connect this with the controller, we shall use this male JST connector. So we shall connect this green wire of the male connector to this data slot on the controller. tighten the screw to make the solid connection. If you see, there are also other points on the controller. This dark violet is clock. We do not need this because we are using WS2812B LED strip. This black one is ground and the red one is VCC. But this VCC is not working. Even the schematic diagram in the manual shows this red wire drawing supply directly from the power source. So for time being, we are going by this manual. Okay, so all the connection work is done. It's testing time. Let's see everything is working fine or not. So let's connect the power supply to the splitter cable, then the controller, then the LED strip. Now the JST connectors. Now turn on the switch. See. The controller is set by default on sound reactive mode. It is nicely reacting to my voice. We can customize this controller using LED cord application. So let's move on towards our second part, LED cord application. For Android version, go to Play Store and search for LED cord app. I have already installed it. Let's open the application. It will ask for Bluetooth. Press OK, then press yes. Turn on Bluetooth. Now see here, this is controller SP107E. So to connect this application with the controller, tap on this SP107. Now observe this section. Here WS2811 is selected because there is no option for WS2812B, and for color sequence select GRB, that is green, red, blue. This will work fine. This setting will work fine. We shall get back to this later on. Let's enter the application. These are two modes. One is sound reactive and this is non-sound reactive. Now here it is by default on a strip mode. We shall use this matrix mode. Now this is matrix mode. These effects we are going to use for our dancing LED project. For our dancing LED matrix, we are going to use this setting. Here segments are 20 and pixels per segment are 15. That is the matrix having 20 columns and 15 rows. So let's see. Okay, so observe here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So here is 15. Now let's check the effect. If you observe, the effect is respecting up to the 15th LED. So there are actually 15 rows and 20 such columns in this matrix. If you observe, the effect is in this direction. This. See, this direction and this direction. So we are going to cut this LED strip after a 15th number of LED, then 15th number again from here to 15th here, and then here, and then so on. And after that, after cutting from here, we will connect these segments in S type. So technically it will be a strip only. We are just displaying it as in a matrix form. Let's start cutting this LED strip. So we need to cut exactly from this white vertical line. The strip is cut in parts. So this is how the matrix is formed. That is 20 columns and 15 rows. Okay, so after cutting, we shall be doing S-type connections like this in this direction and so on. For soldering, we need to first prepare these points and the wire. Apply some flux to these points and also apply flux to wire. Also apply some solder on the points and the wire as well. So first apply solder to the tip of the wire. So before soldering wires to the strips, first we need to stick LED strips to a plain surface. Here I have taken acrylic sheet. Now I don't know if acrylic sheet is safe or not, but let's stick it so we could get to know that it is okay or not. This is how I have drawn lines, vertical lines. Now these lines will be seen from the other side of the acrylic sheet. See, the lines are visible from this side of the acrylic sheet. It will help to stick the LED strip. Okay, so all the strips are sticked. Now we shall solder wires and make the S-type connections. So this is the starting point. That's why we have put this strip in first place, the power cables and data cable. Now observe these arrows. These are all in up direction. And in the next strip, the arrow is in downward direction. And in the next strip, it is in upward direction. And so on. So up, down, and so on. Now let's do the S-type connections and connect the wires. Let's connect this 5 volt positive to this 5 volt of the strip. Now let's solder the data wire. Okay, now solder the ground wire. Okay, now let's connect the positive to the next strip, positive. Okay, so all the power supply and data wires are connected in this fashion, the S-type connection. Now we have connected the bottom side. See, so this is positive to positive, data to data, and ground to ground. Similarly, we will do the rest of the connections. So finally, all the connections are done. It was hard and meticulous, but worth it. So let's see if everything is working fine or not. Okay, so everything is working fine. Now it is not standing on its own, so we shall make a stand for this, and so that we can keep it on our desktop. This is done. It is standing on its own now. I have prepared some music tracks suitable for the LED matrix. We shall test those tracks. Though this is made for matrix effects, but there is one effect in strip mode, effect number 5th. It is very interesting. Let's see that effect. It was nice experience. Now let's move towards some more technicals. This SP107E controller can handle up to 960 LEDs max. It has also aux input. This is aux input. To use this input, there is a cable. There is a audio splitter cable already included in the box. This way, you can also turn off mic. Now let's see. If I insert the pin here, observe the LED matrix. Now it is not responding to my voice. The microphone is turned off now. We can give sound input directly from the source. For example, mobile phone. And we can also connect earphones. Now the music will play, the sound input will go to the controller as well as earphones. We can also use diffuser sheets in front of LEDs. Now I don't have diffuser sheet, but I am using this trace paper. It can give some idea, not complete idea, but some idea about diffuser sheet. Let's see this. Show one more thing. It is not related to this sound reactive matrix mode, but it is related with non-sound reactive thing. So let's see it. Now let's go to non-sound reactive mode. This is sound reactive mode and this is non-sound reactive mode. Now let's select one solid color, that is white. Now observe this LED matrix. The brightness is low. Now I shall increase the brightness. See what happens. If you observe, not all LEDs are white. The LEDs towards ends have turned gradually into yellow color. Since we are using 5 ampere power supply, this current is not sufficient. This is sufficient for sound reactive mode, but it's not sufficient for a single strip mode. So for single strip mode, for 300 LEDs, we would need nearly 15 ampere power supply. Why? Because each LED draws 50 milliampere current. So that's why for 300 LEDs to glow in white color with full brightness, we shall need around 15 ampere power supply. Okay, it's done. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.